dissertations.
The Tantras are genocentric texts in which women are often the subject of the discussion. It does not follow that women were the impassive objects of male observation or subjugation. This is another, even because if you go to some sutras, they see female like not an object, but almost. But that is not true in Tantra. In Tantra, females are very venerated. Even they are considered just like goddess. Without their wisdom, it's not possible to achieve enlightenment. Divine pride, or remembering one's ultimate identity or as a deity, is qualitatively different from arrogance, for it is not motivated by a sense of deficiency or compensatory self-aggrandizement. We need to understand the epitomizing women's identity. Perhaps the foremost female Buddha is Vajrayogini. This is in Vajrayana. This is the image of Vajrayogini, and you can see that she's represented in red. Also, you can see that she's having a skull with blood, and she's drinking blood. Another thing that is very important is that prejudice and other kind of beliefs, they are very bad for women. For example, menstruation. That is a big taboo in India and Nepalese societies. So it's needed to bring this awareness to female to not be ashamed to have menstruation, because without menstruation there is no life. I'm a woman and I'm empowered when I use this archetype, the Vajrayogini archetype. Conclusion: feminine is awakening in the arts of women all around the world. Women are coming together in groups and in circles to heal their wants and to release their sacred power that has remained hidden for that too long. As women, we need to ask ourselves something questions. What is my purpose? Why am I here? What is this life all about? In order to deeply touch the heart of the sacred feminine, we have to embody it. Not only reading or just find these beautiful words, we need to practice it and put it in our daily lives. So I would like to dedicate much praise and gratitude to all the great masters, past, present and future, who have kept the Dharma accessible. May it continue to flourish. May the merits generated by this presentation bring benefit to all. Thank you and namaste.
A closer look at the nationalist struggles for independence across South Asia would reveal that religion was deployed to challenge and critique the unrighteous nature of the colonizers, impinging the immoral and unethical nature of the alien conquestors. Dharmapala's text, his autobiography, is titled Return to Righteousness. So the idea of righteousness was foundational in terms of the cultural critique that was being provided. The post-colonial literature has succeeded in bringing on the fore the political, social and economic standpoints. The cultural turn in the same also succeeded in bringing prism of agency and subjectivity. However, it suffered from other certain lacunas and gaps, which stemmed from the fixation of elaborating the experiences of the dominant and the hegemonic cultures and religions. The experiences of the great traditions were constantly invoked, which led to twin processes: marginalization of the little and small tradition, as well as invisibilizing them from the discourse. When we talk of this India, that is the kind of India that I am talking about in my paper. In this very context, this paper attempts to bring to fore Buddhism's contribution and participation in the discourse of nation building and nationalism. The attempt is to look at thinkers and personalities who wrote extensively on Buddhism as the key to the idea of India. At the same time, also to shift the discourse to a period that preceded Dr. B.R. Ambedkar's invocation of Navayan Buddhism, as many read Buddhism coterminously with him, resulting in non-recognition of the precedent Buddhist political and social thought. There were a large number of thinkers who wrote extensively and brought themes of Buddhism prior to Navayan, in the form of Sakya Buddhism and the Mahabodhi. I am a teacher of history of ideas. I teach political thought, and for a very long time, one of the big problems that political science have dealt with in this country is, of course, establishing the Western thinkers at another level. So it's very important for us to know about Plato, Aristotle, Machiavelli, Hobbes, Locke, Rousseau, Marx, Hegel, but somewhere the kind of attention that Indian history of ideas should have been given has been limited, and then it kind of limits itself to largely all male thinkers like Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, Nehru. They are important, they're tall thinkers, but there are other thinkers also who've been extremely important. People like Kamala Devi Chattopadhyay, who revitalized the entire, revitalized culture of looms, or for that matter, Mahashweta Devi, speaking from the perspective of large number of vulnerabilities and marginalization. So I think that is one lacuna that needs to be addressed, and this paper wants to address the lacuna with regard to the non-recognition of thinkers who are invoking Buddhism and other cultures with regard to India. Thank you.
Yeah.